So bad. All set? Perfect. So welcome everyone. You know who this is? It's your girl, the Mary Jane Maven. We are live here on a Wednesday afternoon. I know you guys are probably like, wait a minute, what's going on? It's not 7:30, 8 o'clock yet. We are coming to you a little earlier in the day, bring some sunshine and a little bit of that Mary Jane Maven humor and love into your life. We have a maven of all sorts here. I'm going to pump her up a little bit. I will say, when you guys come on my show, I give you guys great intros. And it's 1000% honest and original and organic, I should say. So we have Mick Yee. I love that. I love it. Go ahead and say it, Richmond, because you say it better. There we go. There we go.
Because that's where it came from, is Richmond. That's why.
Yes. Yes. See, she knows, babe. She said that's where it came from. We were watching something the other day. The girl, her, and she says, she says "ye" in her commercial. I mean, her video. But then another part, she says something, and my husband's like, "That's completely Oakland. That is not Richmond. Like, you don't, I was like, I learned. I grew up out here. I was born here, lived here. My parents were gypsies. We moved to Pittsburgh in the East Bay, where all my family's from, and then moved back out here. So I didn't really have that full Bay, experience or immersion in that. But when we got together, he was like, I got to pull some of that Elk Grove out of you and bring that Pittsburgh back out. So he keeps me. He keeps me. So, yes. So we have Mickey Yee here. And if you guys want to know on her Instagram, I mean, her full name is just, I think it's fire. Mickey Yee _Major Key. I think that's dope. And that really does describe.
There's a story behind that name, too. Eventually, I'll tell you about it.
Good. That's what I was going to say. Well, for me, I mean, just knowing who you are and kind of being like from afar admirer, because I've known you from the music scene. You worked with a really good friend of mine, Wordplay Official. Yes. We actually, before, yeah, him and Sam, that's all up. Actually, I tagged him and was like, get on. I know y'all ain't doing nothing. Get on and come say hi.
And you say slap season.
Hey, slap season all day. Oh, I missed that already. I missed like the blue, what is it? The blue light, the blue lamp? Yeah. God, I missed that already. Like, yeah. So that was the last time I saw you before I approached you at the farmer's market, which is what I call, our sessions.
Funny, I caught that too.
Yeah, because that's what it is. Let's treat it like that,
It really is.
So, yeah. So before I approached you there, we had been in vicinity. We had been around each other at the music, concerts, Harlow's, just being around Sacramento, and actually kicking it, at CJ and Corey's house, CJ and Sam's house, and I think we were together there on 4th of July one year, actually, probably like two summers ago, but. I had always seen how much of a presence you have. I used to sing here in Sacramento. I've been on a couple tracks. Used to work with, Rick Rock when he was out here. Brother Lynchung, I've been to the studio by myself at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I know. Yeah, this is when my singing name was Divalicious. And so I just knew I had it. I had to go. But yeah, so... What I admired about you is that you are shining a light on the talent that is here in Sacramento and the Bay Area. I think everybody automatically thinks if you're from Northern Cali, you only get the talent from the Bay. And that's what's been represented. But we do have a lot of good, hardworking, talented people here. And I love that you highlighted that. And you are kind of definitely, I'd say the plug. I was gonna name this episode "The Plug," getting connected with the plug, but I don't want people thinking it was something else.
Right.
YouTube just immediately demonetizes this or takes it down. But
right.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that we are in the presence. Oh, look at the kitty! That is a pretty kitty, and I'm not a cat person. That is a
very Jack. He's a Savannah, so he's a little bigger than an average.
Oh, yeah.
He has like marks, but he's an asshole. But he wants to see what's Jack.
Nosy, huh? Like babies. They want to see what's going on. The eyes are so pretty, so pretty. Yeah, like I said, if people don't know, now you know that we are in the presence of somebody who, and maybe I'm telling, tooting your horn for you, but I honestly think if you want to be someone, maybe you want to just work in the Sacramento area, maybe you want to work in, Northern Cali because it's your passion and you have a 9 to 5 and, this is just something you want to do. This is the lady that's going to be able to get you there. Okay. This is the one that's going to be able to get you connected with other artists. And so speaking upon that, this actually leads to what the title of this episode is, which is going to be Connect, Collaborate, Create, Don't Hate.
Don't hate.
You like that? Don't hate. So, yes. So, after that long winded introduction, we have Mick Yee here with us,
What's
the
happening, y'all?
host. Yes, the host of Connected Radio, correct?
Yeetas, yes, Connected Radio on 360, the 360 Radio. I host Connected. I'm on Monday nights, 7 to 9.
7 to 9. And I actually tuned in to Monday's episode. Monday was hubby's birthday, so I wasn't doing too much of fulfilling gifts,
Right.
And
I know all about that, hubby.
yes, not having any clothes on, but trying to make sure my baby's in secret like
Birthday
that. And so I did, kind of tune in while I was working on, the video and things like that last night. And then I tuned into your live. I really like the energy that you have with the DJ and then the other one. What's the gentleman's name? He goes by Henny Hen Hen. Is that right?
Yeah, Hennessy.
Hennessy. I like that.
He's the host of Top Shelf Radio, and that's every Tuesday. Well, now it's Sunday nights, but we're the two mainstay shows on 360, and our DJ is DJ Eddie Z. He's the King's DJ. He's the Sac King's DJ.
Yeah.
But as you know, they're not working right now. So
yeah.
He's like, hey, I got him at my disposal. I'm going to use the shit out of that. Connect, collaborate, create, don't hate.
Right? I don't blame you. And he was fired the other night. Like, you could tell that it was in him. Like, he was so happy to be able to get, his mix out there and do what he loved to do. And that's, I think that's, like I said, the energy that came off of the screen was just palpable. And that's exactly what it said. It was like, it just spoke volumes. I mean, I'm an Aries. I've said this before. Everybody, all my viewers and everybody, shout out to, once again, all of our viewers and listeners in France. You guys keep killing it. You guys are 60-something% now of our listeners. So it must be the menage in the name. I don't know. Maybe y'all like, brown chocolate women with different colored hair who smoke weed. I don't know. But I love it. Yes, I love it. I appreciate it. Keep it going. So yeah, shout out to everybody. But this is important to me because, like I've said before, music is my boyfriend. That is next tattoo that's coming on my body. Music is a huge part of our lives. My babies, I am seeing how it's trickling down to them. And the point of my podcast and the point of having a cannabis lifestyle brand is to show people how every aspect of your life and how cannabis can be enhanced, or how cannabis can enhance that or elevate it, bring it to its optimum, mold and position. So I do know that you like to ingest through your edibles. So you can definitely relate to that. Being somebody that's around music and musicians, you know how large cannabis is as part of their creativity and their process.
Right. And I think it's the safest avenue too. Like, look at all the other avenues these artists could be traveling down. Like, let them smoke weed, let them eat mushrooms. It's natural, like.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's like telling people, no, don't eat apples.
Right.
They're natural, but
that's what they're made for.
Yeah.
Well,
my theory is they don't want us to do that because they don't want us to know. They don't want us to become enlightened. Right. And both of those definitely help to enlighten, inform, and elevate the thinking of, Black and brown people and the people that they don't want to know, But tell me a little bit about, did I read our quote? I don't think I did. So, yeah, I did. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. So cross the river in a crowd and the crocodile won't eat you. So that's an African proverb, guys, and that just fits along the lines. Let me go ahead and go back here because I'm very honest with you guys. I'm on maybe 2 hours of sleep since Saturday.
Wow.
but the hustle has to keep going. This coronation is not stopping all things. Maybe,
No.
Putting a little moratorium on our lives, but if I want to be able to say that I reached my goals for myself this year, then I got to keep this going, even with, this break. But jumping back into my question, tell me a little bit, or tell everybody a little bit about yourself and, kind of your journey in a broad about way, because we'll definitely touch upon it throughout this, but how you got to where you are today.
This guy is going to try to be the
Yeah,
star.
all over, really.
He's like, I wear him like a fur, He's like, but that
She
means
said,
cats trust you if they let you do all that bullshit. So it's cool.
that's,
I'll take
yeah,
it. That's my child.
that's why. Yeah, that's exactly why they're all in your business right now. Because, yeah.
Right. He's like,
Yeah.
and he's used to this because I do since Corona started.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck Corona, fuck the Rona.
Right.
I'm irritated.
Right.
He's had to deal with all this because I stream from my house, and he's not usually at the studio. So he's like,
what's going on?
And go to sleep. Like, I don't want to do this right now. So my name's Katie McYee. Mick Yee came from kind of a collaboration of when Catherine McPhee won American Idol was kind of the time frame I became a DJ. And my full name is Catherine, and I am a real fan of like Richmond, Vallejo, Bay Area, Sacramento. NorCal slaps is like my shit. So Yee was just a phrase that I was familiar with because they'd always holler Yee when we would, show up or when we would pull up somewhere. So I named myself Catherine McYee. Yee. So then Mick Yee just kind of transformed into like, and now everybody's just pretty much calls me Yee. I have like 9 names though, like Jesus Christ, Mick Yee, Mick Jesus, like all these crazy names. But the new one that I'm kind of branding right now is the Trap Barbara Walters, and that's kind of why I went blonde and why I'm changing my aesthetic at my studio. Is I want to be more like a Sally Jesse Raphael.
Or Porter.
Yep.
And I think that's good because, say, for example, like I said, I've followed you for a while. Let's take the, when our farmers markets were being infiltrated, when that big event happened, and you were coming on and you were being a voice for the people, and you were actually helping people to not worry about how they were going to get their medicine. I remember reading through your lives and stuff and people being like, thank you for doing this. And you really tried to keep up with it and go, hey, I don't really have much to say, but I'm going to get on here and let you guys know that, we're here for you. We'll work with you. And I think that was an integral part in what the end result was, how we are now. Well, we are the way we are now because of the stay-at-home shelter, but things got better. And I think things got better because of your interaction with the community. There was a lot of questions. There was a lot of people scared, which was granted because what happened was pretty drastic in the way that it happened. I know I was there 2 days before that shit happened. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to have to go ahead and stay a little far away from that. I have kids, career.
It was actually my birthday. My birthday was March 14th. I'm a Pisces, a full-ass Pisces.
Hey, Aries right here, a few days behind.
9 million parties, but the last party I remember having was at 1130 Club. Shout out 1130 Club.
Yes, miss you guys.
And basically, I had this fat party. They gave me a cake. Everybody sang to me like I've never felt, other than through my parents, I've never felt as much love as I did in that room, from that community. And I went to a concert in Vallejo, like Mac Mall had me show up at his show. That was nice. I went to a concert in Richmond, like late night stripper after party. That was dope. And then the next day, the world like shut down. So I couldn't fulfill any of the performances I had booked. I couldn't fulfill any of anything because we were all kind of wondering what the hell was going on. Now myself, and you may not agree with this, but I really think it's being a little bit blown out of proportion. I don't want to take anything away from anyone who's lost a family member or lost a loved one. I do believe it is very serious. But I think there are many other very serious things we have in this world that we should be observing all the time anyway.
Yes. Yeah. So
that's my
and I think, and I agree because the way that I feel about it is that It's a message. It's a broader message from the universe. Like the way that I feel is like the universe was like, look, y'all are playing. I'm giving you all kind of signs. You've had fires, you've had this, you've had tragedies, you had this, and you
Damn.
guys are
Yeah.
still going about your damn business like you don't hear me. So go lay down. Like that's what I feel like. Like
Right.
your parents used to say, go lay your ass down. Go to your. That's what the universe I feel is the message that it's providing us, and what we do with this time is going to be the foundation for I think the next 20, 30, 40 years. Honestly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And after speaking like to DJ Eddie Z and my team, like it's hard to not be in studio because I'm very I thrive off of people's energies, physical
Yeah.
energies. But this is kind of the future too. You know, like this is what we should be doing
Yes.
because it may not always be available to be physical. So why not continue to the next level? So that's kind of why we tried to make sure. Like I've never missed a show. I've never missed a radio show in the past 4.5 years. You know, like
Wow.
I've missed hella days at work, but I've never
Right.
missed one radio show.
Yeah, because it's your passion,
Right. So
and that, yeah,
I'm not starting that now. So I'm gonna
yeah,
have to figure out how to do it. So that's kind of what we had to do with all of this changing was, figure out the streaming and all that. But at this point in time, this is like I'm living my dream. This is kind of what I built up for. I wasn't really trying to be like a journalist, but it kind of happened that way, and it
mm-hmm,
works for me. And I've got a lot of connections in every city, because I have worked with artists in every city.
yeah,
So therefore, it kind of puts me in a good stance because nobody hates me that I know of, and if they do, it's just because I'm doing more than they're doing, and that's great.
right, right, because they're the same place now than they were 5 years ago,
But
7 years ago.
a
That's
shit ton of people that love me and would
yeah,
do whatever for me. So I'm gonna use that to boost other people because I don't need the boost. I've got it. Like I can
yeah.
do what I want to do. But there are people out there that need that exposure, that that
They need some. They
outlet.
need to know that. Yeah, they need to know that somebody believes in them and supports
Right.
them and sees their vision. Even if you don't agree, you see their vision. You want to help them get to that. To that
Absolutely.
point.
And I've had people on my show, just like you probably have, that we may not agree on, principles or
Hmm.
backgrounds, but they're still there to speak, and that's their outlet. And I'm not going to disrespect them and not let them
Yeah.
speak. I will speak, of course, after and let them know what my stance is.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I believe, and this changed with me years ago. I'd say 15 years ago, I changed my stance in life from negative to positive. So
Wow.
15 years ago, all day I would be like, fucking hate this traffic. I hate this
Girl.
sunlight.
Oh,
I fuck.
you are
I hate
preaching
drivers.
to.
Hate, hate, hate,
Yes.
hate,
Yes.
hate. I'm so fat. I'm
Why is
so
my life
ugly.
like
I don't
this?
have any
Why just
clothes.
yeah, yeah,
Negative.
yep.
And the day I flipped my mind frame was the day I started to receive all this abundance.
Oh,
And it just continues to just pour over me. So may I
chills,
please
guys. Chills, chills.
should
No,
just suggest to everyone out there, flip your mind frame, man. It doesn't
yes.
it doesn't help to be bad. Be
It
good.
takes more energy to be negative than it does to have a positive thought.
Right.
It's
Please.
and Katie, I feel like you are just you are just you're sharing the same sentiment that I've shared on the show now for 24 episodes. I'm sure I probably talk about it every episode, but 4 years ago, that was there as well. You know, um, my husband always says, you can never live anywhere that has bad traffic. You are road rage. And I'm like, no, I just like to tell people that they can't drive, or something like that. Or, woe is me, this week started off bad and it's just gotten worse. And just not realizing that I was doing that. I was manifesting all of those
Right.
things. The reason why I felt like I wasn't, I felt I'm an Aries, so my birthday's the 23rd, so I'm a few days behind you, so we're very
Right.
close. But I always
Happy
felt
late
like,
birthday. Happy late birthday.
yeah, thank you, same to you, same to you. I know because Corona took that from me too, bitch.
Nosy ass
Uh,
Aries. The nosy
right,
ass Aries in the building. Yes.
man, how you gonna take a birthday on 2020? Like everybody was living for this, but
Hell
you
yeah.
know. So yeah, so I was working in corporate America. I was doing great. I could make the money with sales, but I was unhappy. My marriage was great. I had, healthy kids, great friends, blah, 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 just unhappy. And I started to read The Alchemist. and everything, like she just said, change your, it was literally right then, just that quick, that I changed my mindset. And as soon as I did that, everything started coming to fruition. And
You know
I
what's
have a saying,
crazy? You know how easy that was? How easy was
yeah,
that for you?
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
hard. It's
no,
super easy.
no. And it allows you to be your best self, because there are things I always knew about myself. I knew I was a procrastinator.
Right.
I knew that, I'm sensitive. I know these things. But when you start to really try to look into who you are and what puzzle piece you are in this whole big puzzle that's the universe, and what part you play, then it's easy to become accountable. It's easy to go ahead and fix those things that are wrong, because you're not hiding it anymore. You don't have, this muddled thought that
Right.
everything's okay, when it's really not. So yeah, so I love that you say that, because that's something that I've shared, with the listeners lots of times, and especially, the guest co-host. I want people to always know that you can be wherever the hell you want to be, and make whatever, lane you want for yourself.
Right.
I used to want to be on the radio. I wanted to be on the radio with Davey D. I had
I still
I
do. I still do. Yeah.
yeah. I love like Howard Stern. Like I love kind of the shock jocks. The people that are
Oh,
just
that's who
unapologetically
I
them.
mold myself. Howard Stern is probably one of the 5 people I mold myself after.
I
I
love. Oh
want
my
to
God.
do what I want to do. What's fucking shaking shit up? Like that's my
Yes.
goal.
Yes. Yes. And I love. And that's exactly what I want to do. So I say all the time, I'm going to be unapologetically me and honest. And if what I say sometimes, because as much as I like to think I'm always right, I'm not. But call me to the carpet on that. Let's have an adult conversation. Once we start doing those things, our communications as a society will improve.
Right.
Um, we have a whole generation behind us that lacks the communication skills that we were brought up with,
They don't
because
know it.
they,
Yeah.
at all. I mean, it's weird to call a friend now. That's strange to me that teenagers don't
It is.
pick
It
up the phone.
is.
Like, what? Like, I get on the phone with my best friend of 30 years, and we talk and talk and talk. And we get off the phone and we're like, what the hell do we talk about? We don't know,
You
but
don't
we had
know.
a damn,
Yeah.
yeah, a damn good 2-hour conversation, you know?
Exactly.
So,
But
so yes, so,
nowadays they're raising the kids are being raised by iPhones and Androids and
yeah,
tablets, and it's fucked.
it
Even
is.
though I have these, I should not, from someone who has 12 asymmetric Wi-Fi symbols, I should not down talk technology, but I'm really not. I'm more saying to be selective how you use it because it can take over your life.
Exactly. That, I believe that it was meant for, it came when it was supposed to. There's so many positive things that come out of technology. Us being able to treat ailments and, diseases and things that were, cutting the quality of life for people. Um, I would say that, man, if I were a student in high school right now, I'd be like a 4.9% GPA. Y'all ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to go to no library. You don't have to look in the little aisle. I forget what that's called all the time. The little Dewey
It's
Decimal. What is that?
yeah,
Yeah, like they don't have to do that. Index. There you go. Thank you.
ADAX, yes.
I mean, it's only been 5 years since I've been in high school. I don't know how I now remembered that.
Right.
No.
I was just there yesterday. Yeah.
Is the library open?
No, I was
Oh,
saying I was being sarcastic because I don't know the
gotcha. I was
last
going to say,
time I
I was like,
actually.
it's open.
I think I went
Okay.
in there to use the bathroom once, but
Oh,
I've not really been to a library very much. Not lately.
yeah. When we lived in North Natomas, we went and we took our boys because it was just something to do with them at that age. And, I could actually go in there, give them their little card. They would feel like they were doing something, let them kind of run around, read some books, and I'd sit down and, pick up a book or two. But that wasn't long lasting, once they once they hit the age of, or when grandma bought them an Xbox, that went out the window. They didn't want to go to the library anymore.
Right.
But yeah, so I wanted to really quickly sidebar, guys, because everybody knows that we're in this damn, Corona quarantine. Um, I do want to talk about, every week I have to talk about something, some aspect that's related to it. I think the newest thing that is like, what the hell is y'all president actually suggesting that we ingest disinfectant into our bodies to rid us of this coronavirus. I mean, how much of an idiot are you? Like,
We
I'm
we are being led by the most unsuitable leader for this scenario right
right.
now.
I mean, and it's showing. Like, this situation is showing. Once again, think it's the universe. Think it's, them going, look, y'all. For those of you guys that voted and said everything was going to get great,
Here's
look
your
at what he's
president.
doing. Yes, yes. So, I think that I said it and I'll say it again. I'm waiting for, me to get my little letter from Newsom, with my thanking me for all the kudos that I gave him. But every single week, I continue to be impressed by him.
Yeah, but our governor's not bad. I have to say that.
No, he's a good guy. I can see him running for president. He's a little cutie too. He looks like he was probably like
He is a
breaking
cutie.
neck back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe dated a little black girl or something once or twice. I like him though. I think he's doing a great thing. And guys, like, believe me, I've missed my birthday. Hubby's birthday was Monday. We usually turn the hell up. We have a vacation plan to Vegas in June.
Right.
I want, it was 92 degrees yesterday and this weekend. I wanted to do everything that included being at the river,
Swimming.
but I
Right.
stayed my black ass at home. Yes. We'll get there. I'm kind of sad about like the nightlife. How are you planning for that as far as any shows that were planned for example, Devin Dude was going to be out here and that was in July and they canceled that shit like third week of March.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm
So
bummed because Devin the Dude was my shit.
I definitely had. I was scheduled to host. I was scheduled to host an event. It's like 3 days after the shit went down, but we kind of had to can it. Like we didn't have a choice. So and I want to say this to any artists out there that are listening. Read your contracts. Like, please read contracts before you sign them because. And I'm not being an asshole. I'm being real. I don't read them. I will now, but I'm suggesting that you do read the contracts because we've had a lot of artists that have lost a lot of money because they can't perform. Like, they'll pay to be, on slotted shows.
Oh, yeah.
Shows, and they can't get on now because we don't have a venue. But in the contract, it states that we will reschedule the venue.
Yes.
But now, when do we reschedule it?
Yeah,
We don't
right.
know.
Right.
So we're out. They're out. And, I just want to make sure artists realize to read the contracts because if that's something that you're not comfortable with, which who would be, not everybody has unlimited money. Don't buy into shows like that. Now, no one knew we were going to have a worldwide pandemic.
Yeah. Legit.
So nothing was intentional, but I work very closely with a woman named Lisa Entertainment, and she did a lot of Rock the Mic shows out here in
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
her exclusive host, so we had a show scheduled and we had to cancel it. And we had a few artists that were a bit perturbed with the process on that, and I want to defend her on that and say she states it in her contract that things will be rescheduled, and I think that it's only fair to read your contracts. But that will segue
always, guys. Always
into nightlife. I've already had to cancel a lot of booked shows, so that was like incoming money and incoming entertainment that I was ready for. Plus, I had blocked off my time, so I can't really do anything else. And then, secondly, there's some artists out there that are funding. It's called the COVID-19 Tour Fund, and it's basically something that's running through Facebook. The one I'm familiar with is Julio the Underdog. He's doing a fund, and it's basically to say that he pays his staff with the money that he makes on tour, and he had a 25 city tour booked. So he's losing, and he's not able to pay his staff either. So it's kind of like if you can contribute, and he put it a good way.
Good, yeah.
He's like, if you ever have gotten into one of my shows on me, if I've ever bought you a drink, if I've ever
give that back,
shouted out, given you a free verse, he's like, just donate what you can, and anything over $100, I'll donate a verse and whatever you need, like from me.
That's fire.
Whatever. So I think that's kind of where a lot of my friends are at right now. They're trying to recoup from a huge loss of finance because they can't earn the money they usually make by touring. I just interviewed Neff the Pharaoh's brother, Scando.
Okay.
last week, and he was actually due to be on tour with Neff. Chang's season tour was supposed to kick off like last week.
Oh,
So
shut up.
they're canceled out for at least a few weeks. And like a lot of people have been making me aware of, which I didn't know, to book clubs like the Catalyst Club in Santa Cruz and the Holy Cow in San Francisco, like you have to have a lot of down payment money.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they can't get that back.
And they don't get that back at all. Yeah, because they don't do the whole you get the door, we'll get the bar. Like this is not a college party, guys.
Right.
They're not doing that. And kind of going back and piggybacking to what we were talking about in kind of pivoting and changing so that you can continue with your craft. Guys, like she just said, look what we're doing right now. StreamYard. Look, Zoom.
Yep.
Look, Zoom was only used if you were about to be in a sales meeting and you had to connect with the other office. Now people are having Zoom parties. There are lifestyle swingers that are having their parties, through Zoom.
My father sent me an email of the New York Met, and each individual instrument player was in a different place, and they were Zooming a concert. Like,
that's awesome.
I don't know how the fuck they did that shit, but it worked, and it was awesome. It was like, how? How? But at the same time, we as artists and creatives adapt very quickly.
Yes.
That's how you have to be.
And even though you feel like you can't, like if you may be that very emotional person, you may be like an Aries who like first just kind of freaks out and then
we cry.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't for the good Mary Jane, look, like Cat Williams said, this makes you just not give a fuck sometimes. But what you have to do is take that anger, take that disbelief, take that stress, and manifest it into positivity and a change for yourself.
Right.
I know that they're Exhale Smoke Shop. I'm pretty sure they were holding their Freestyle Fridays, and I know that they first started kind of doing it through Instagram Live. That was a great example of how to kind of pivot and be able to make that change. Like we said, create, collaborate, connect, collaborate and create. So you guys still want to do a show? Great. Let's go ahead and do like a marathon. I think a telethon type show would be great. So not everybody can be together at the same time, but maybe there's one central location that all of the artists can show up at their specific time and go ahead and perform.
Well,
and
do it like this, like as an artist, so let's say I get together with like Chippas or somebody and I say, hey, let's find your audience. Let's find your target, your market, and let's do an IG live promoted live concert. And let's say Cash App $5 to get in or something like that. And that could be a way to go, going forward.
It definitely could. I mean, and cannabis community, being on the outside as a consumer, and now it's crazy because like I find myself at events, or for example, let's say my hubby tries to go to a farmer's market by himself. He gets questioned. He gets patted down. They want to see his rec. And then I walk up and they go, oh, you're the hubby. No, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Yes. So it's funny because it's all happening. The things that I've all wanted to happen, it's happening. And it sometimes I still go, oh, shit. Yeah, that's me. I'm Mary Jane Maven. And people shot me out from across the way, because they knew that I had green hair at one time and they know it's me. But what I'm learning is from being outsider and out being kind of on the inside, there is just in like anything, there's competition and there's a little bit of hate. But overall, I will say the Sacramento cannabis community is a supportive one. I've seen a couple of people go through some hard times in the last 2-3 years, and I've kind of embedded myself. And the fact that people go into their pockets or take a plate of food or do something like that, it's amazing to me. And anytime that I've needed somebody for an event, I just put a post out and boom, here's my my DMs just blowing up. So my point in that and saying is that if you are looking to collaborate or you're looking to create that relationship within the cannabis community, or if you're an artist and you have a threshold or you have a pigeonhole on a certain group of individuals in the cannabis community, get with them. Get with maybe one of the farmers markets and see if they're willing to have you perform. It so many ways. Hit me up on a podcast. Let's see if we want to go ahead and play a little bit of your music and have you on.
That's a great avenue for you. You should start doing that because you love the music anyway, so
Yeah.
might as
Yeah.
well. Like I have to shout Boss Lady out while we're talking about it, because
Yes. Shout
if
out.
I don't, I wouldn't be whole. So she's kind of like one of my 5 support systems in my
Hmm.
life. When I first met her, I didn't know that's who that was going to be to me, but I used to volunteer at City of Trees back in
Okay.
like 5-6 years ago when we first started. And Gina, Boss Lady, is like the creator of that lane. You know, she
Yes.
was the first person to hold massive sessions like that with live artists, and
Hmm. Hmm.
being able to be with her on that roller coaster, like from then to the high points, to the lows, to the highs, to
Lowe's.
the lows, to the
Yes.
highs.
Yeah.
She's like my sister, you know. And it's like, if I ever need anything from her or anyone in the cannabis community, I can just reach out. You know, Mimi,
Yeah.
Boss Lady, Casper, that's my team. But I feel comfortable speaking to anyone in that
Yeah.
building, anyone in that realm. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that she's a really hardworking person. Sometimes she comes across like abrasive. People say she's abrasive, but she's busy. You know, like she's
And
got
you
shit
have
going
to, she
on.
has to be, and you have to be. You
Right.
can't always, it's tough for women in a entrepreneurship and then in that lead role, because you can easily, let's say you're busy, somebody's coming to your table, they're asking you how much, and you go 5, and then you keep over here, they're going to go, oh, what a bitch, because of the way that she responded. Where if it was a dude, it'd be like, oh, I was busy, So I definitely can see that. And she is also somebody that has inspired me from afar, because when I first came into the industry, I knew that I wanted to throw events. That's what, my passion is. I love doing things that help people to celebrate a specific time in their life, or
Right.
I'm just really outgoing. I love hooking people up. I love just making, connections. So I knew that I wanted to get into events. And so thanks to IG and Facebook, kind of started following individuals and following her and seeing what she was doing. Um, she also kind of motivated me to not limit myself. I see, light it up, go on, and to look and to think about having my own products as well, because I do come from a background of product development, marketing and whatnot. So she allowed me to kind of see that you can do more than one thing, and it doesn't have to be on such a large scale right away, because I'm Aries. I want everything and I want it
Right.
now. So I wanted to come in and, be on the front of high times and all that good stuff. But I'm finding so much pleasure in other ways, and being content. Education's huge to me. I have a story to tell, because I utilize cannabis for, to optimize my wealth and my wellness and health. As many know,
Can you hear me? Almost. 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 Come here, baby. Come here. Come here, Pop Pops. Can you hear me? Come here. Come here.
all right.
Hey, there we go.
Mic check, mic check.
I'm on. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I guess I need my headphones on because I can't hear. All right. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
Need headphones.
Yes. Yes.
I can't hear anything. Why is the light not on? Power went out or something. Sorry, hold on one second. Oh, it's just about these. They like literally just cut off.
I can hear you.
Sorry,
You're good.
I can't hear anything. Sound just went out.
Okay.
All right, microphone. Just hold on 1 second. Sorry, hold on. Oh no, 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 no.
You're good.
Oh my god. Okay. Sound issues. 1 second. We'll throw a commercial in at this point.
That part.
1 second.
Hi, love bug. Hi, little love. Come here. Meow. Come here. I love you. I love you. Come here.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? Hi, buddy. Come here. Come on, you just want to be my best friend? Huh? You just want to be my best friend on camera?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Okay.
You got me?
All right. So sorry, everybody. Sorry.
You're good.
Technology. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
It's the life we live right now.
Yeah. So artists, new content creators.
I lost it again. For some reason, I lost you again. There we go. Can you hear me?
So it looks like it's Mr. Justin here. Who knows?
Yeah, you good?
All right. So I know everybody has to realize as well that, Xfinity, as much as they're being kind and letting people continue to have their internet and stuff,
they're overloaded. Yeah, I get it.
There's only so much. So I think that's part of the issue here right now, but I do apologize.
Never apologize. This is live. Like when you stream live, that's the shit you deal with. Fuck it. That's what they
do. That's my customer service.
This is hella live.
All that.
You know, it's super live.
Yeah. When it is. Hella facts. So tell me a little bit, did you grow up here in Sacramento, or were you from the Bay, or?
No, and that's the funny part of the story, and everyone gets confused when I tell it, but I'll tell it real my way, I guess you could say. So I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, and then I was taken to Beaumont, Texas in I want to say 4th grade. So I was in Beaumont, Texas, which is right east of Houston, till about 8th grade, which is teenage. Encroaching those precious teenage years when your mind is not even fully working. You're a lunatic. And
I have a 6th grader, an 11-year-old right now.
So I remember being moved from Texas to Redding, California, Northern California, more northern than here. And my dad was a city.
My oldest son grew up in Cottonwood.
Yeah, so you know about it, so you know what
I know
it is.
The area very well.
It's beautiful scenery, but it's not a great place for an urban child to try to grow up, especially one that doesn't look like
diversity.
Right, I'm super white. People don't ever expect what I do, and then it's like, oh, okay. But that's just who I am. I think I was just born with all ethnicities in my brain. I was just born that way. So I get to Redding. My dad is a city official, so he's big wig, manager, arena manager, tourism director, and I am the flunking out high school student that ends up at like continuation high school, and super rebel because I miss Texas and I miss my life. So for the first 5 years in California, I was a terrible child, terrible teenager. But that is where I got to meet my first rap experience. Like I went to the Sir Mix-a-Lot show when I was in 9th grade, and I got to go from backstage to the front in his limo on Posse's on Broadway live, like at 14 years old, right? So at that point, I was like, I got
Shut up.
This is what I'm doing for my life. Like I'm gonna be around.
This is what I'm doing. Yeah.
And I saw like Digital Underground did Sex Packets like live right in front of me with Tupac, and I've been around this my whole life. My dad was a showman, so I get it from him, and he's an orator, like he's a great speaker, and that's kind of who I molded everything after was my father. And he's still he's still around. He beat kidney cancer. He was supposed to die in 1999, but he beat it, and he also flipped his brain from negative to positive, so he knows that benefit. And pretty much that's how I ended up in SAC. Was I left Reading as soon as I could, and I moved to Sacramento to go to college. Right. So I was in college in SAC at American River, and then I just stuck here, and then I started to transplant out from there. Not from SAC.
Describe the music scene. Yeah, so describe the music scene when you moved out here, because I've grown up here, so I can tell you, I talk to people. I'm like, do you remember the El Dorado? And
people, I do remember that. Yes.
You're around my age, Yeah, or like the Rage. I mean, we didn't have a music venue. I mean, I guess the Blue Lamp would be that, but I didn't start going there until I was an adult, like way into my 30s. When I, somebody like Wordplay or when they were playing there. So I remember that it was pretty whack. I think that, and I will admit this to all of you, the younger people that are creating this this community of different parties and and nightlights and this music scene and this art scene that's burgeoning. Thank you, because we didn't have it for so long. But I'm jealous because we didn't have it for so long.
Right.
But if you can remember, what was it like, when you first moved out here? Were you having to travel to the Bay to get that, that creativity or that love for music, quenched, or were you able to start doing that here?
Sort of. I sort of had to leave to see it, but at the same time, it also was in my backyard because I was very close friends with somebody who was very close friends with Brother Lynch. So Brother Lynch, national treasure, fucking legend, and then at that time, no one knew what he was accomplishing, but it was still awesome to watch because he's so good at what he does.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of where I learned about a lot of South Sacramento rappers, Lavish D, the Joey Rocks, the Wordplays, the Gatlins, all the South Sac artists, Marvelous, T Nutty, Liquor Store, all of them, like that's where I learned Sacramento rap was through the Garden Block. Like that was my tour. And then when I first fell in love with the Bay music was when I heard Let's Get Drunk by The Click, the original side Cutlass on the front.
Okay.
And I was actually hanging out in Stockton when I was listening to that. So I was meeting a lot of Stockton artists too. That's why I have a heavy presence in Stockton as well, because I fuck with their local talent down there as well. Shout out Perp Reynolds.
Okay.
Perp Reynolds was like my tour guide of Stockton when I was first coming up out here. But that's where I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
I would say E40 is still my goal interview, honestly. Like, I've not interviewed him yet. I've interviewed everyone on his label. I've tattooed his songs on my skin. Like, I have Yep, and I have
I see that.
Nope, and I have Choices, like, written on my arm. So
yes,
I'm ready, 40, when you're ready. I know he thinks I'm a lunatic
fan. Put it up there. Look, we tag him.
Yeah, because I am.
No,
I'm a lunatic fan.
I am a stan for Eminem. Okay, like I have my story about being in his tour bus, getting ready, riding back to Frisco.
Yes.
2 concerts in a row. I was able to hang out with them and stuff. But I used to also wear a ring back then. And I would claim that I was married to him. Like I was manifesting.
Well, let me
music with him
not
something
forget,
because, like I said, I sang back then.
I have to mention someone who is implemental, and if I forget, I'm fucking up. So Stockton, the reason I was in Stockton was because that's where I met Mac Mall, and Mac Mall is like original country club press, like one of the best ever.
Yeah.
So, and he's definitely nurtured our relationship.
Yeah, my wife's the Aries.
He's given me a lot of game. So shout out Mac Mall.
Hers was March 23rd. We're a month apart. Mine was 26th.
You met some real ones, which is what I notice. If I'm looking through your profile or I'm seeing what you're doing, you seem very comfortable in being around a group of men, and it seems like that respect is automatically there for you. Like you would never have to worry about it. Like I said, my one experience is I was 21 and I was at Brannan's downtown.
I know all about Brannan's.
Yep. Which is where I met.
Is the list up? Can we just go down the list?
Man, because all people used to do just pull up in the parking lot and wait for everybody to come out, and then go into the club. But that's where I met people, and they were like, "Hey, we want you to sing." So I ended up going to the studio by myself. It was like I said, 3:30 in the morning. I had to be at work. I worked at a call center, Providian. Shout out Providian from back in the day.
Shout out.
I had to be at Providian at 7, and yeah, so I went and I did the hook. It did include a little slapping on my ass.
Yeah, what did that hurt? Didn't hurt, right? You're still alive.
It didn't hurt. I did go, oof, can I fight all these dudes? Like I did have one thought in my mind, like, could I take them? I don't know. But no, they were all very respectful. Everything was great. But speaking of E40, he is my ultimate favorite. I talk about him at least every other episode. The hubby, we tag him. We're gonna manifest this together, so you're gonna be able to interview him.
Thank you so much.
And then I'll go ahead and put together. Yeah, I'll be putting together like the events or something. Like he'll have a new alcohol out, and we'll do that. We're gonna manifest that, put that out there. So, what is your favorite? I know you the very first song that you heard. What is your favorite E40 song? If you like, somebody's gonna give you $1 million right now to narrow it down to one song.
Oh wow, Dusted and Disgusted. I know it by heart.
Man. Okay.
I know every word.
Yes.
I feel it in my soul.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I love
Girl, look, it's that one, and my best friend and I used to drive around, and still to this day we get together and the song comes on. We do our choreography that we had to it. And it, Out of My Body is
Out My Body.
Like I was actually playing that earlier today. Yes. My shit. And then I do like, when he gets a little, even though he's been with his wife forever, he's fire. I think, the ones where he's talking about getting down, or, there she goes sliding down that pole, or that shit knocks. I love those. I will say this to all those.
I'm more of an early 40 girl, like she was 16 and Let's Get Drunk and Federal, like his whole Federal album was my shit. What was that? Keep a mirror in my my pocket and I practice looking hard. Like all that shit was Yellow Tape Zone. That shit brings me back.
Oh my God. So that's something else that my husband had to teach me. He's like, when that song came on, you have to, pull a pocket out and you have to look at it and you have to practice looking hard. Like So when we first got together, he was like, I need you to make a better face. Like you gotta practice looking hard.
Meat mug, right. Yeah.
Do that. Yeah. Well, yeah, please. After a year out here, a year in Davis, and Mac Dre was huge. I definitely had his face and had my face on it. It was easy to do.
Yes.
So I love E40. Did you happen to see a couple of weeks ago when the Little John and T-Pain IG battle was going on?
I did.
Bash E40, and then so it's like this. Oh, I was so mad. I went on Twitter and I lit up so many people. I was like, "What the hell is wrong with you? That is the most disrespectful thing you could. How dare?"
And they've both worked
with a negative thought with E40.
Yeah, they both worked with that.
Yeah, so. Yeah. He's so versatile. I mean, come on, he's bringing.
Yeah, he needs to
You
get
have
his
to go
ass
through
on
him
a
if you're an
connected
artist like
radio.
Jeezy.
We need to get him on the show. He's my goal.
Right?
My goal.
Hey, like he says, we know that you're not exactly in Vallejo anymore, 40, but add an extra half an hour into your trip, and you'll be up here in Sac an hour and a half. Okay, have somebody else drive you. You'll be good. Just
we can do it like this. I'll take
exactly.
it.
Yes. Shit, I'll ask him though, because he can cook. If this does happen, can you just cook and we'll like come to your house and eat?
Goon with the spoon.
All right, I love that. I love that.
Goon with the spoon.
Yes. Hashtag goon with the spoon.
That's perfect. My guy right
there.
So,
but I did want to who else is so relevant? Like I can listen to Function and like a remix of that and listen to it like I've never heard it before. And just still slaps. I mean, Tell Me When a Go comes on. It slap. Come on, guys. Yeah. I mean, for those of you that had the nerve to say, I don't get him, I don't get what Northern California listens to, I'm sorry for y'all. Because we have the best music coming out of the Bay. You got somebody like Too Short, who is, no disrespect, but 9,000 years old. And he's still coming out.
It was
still getting spins.
Yesterday. Happy birthday, Short.
Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday, Taurus. All right. That makes a lot of sense. That explains a whole lot. Oh, I get it. I get that now. I never knew that.
You got it.
But yeah, so we have a lot of talent. Yeah. I think my all-time favorite, for me in developing my love of rap, because like I said, I moved to Elk Grove. So 5th grade, my shit was New Kids on the Block. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Could not tell me I wasn't going to marry Joey Fatone, Joey McIntyre. Oh, girl. Oh, my God. The best ever. Okay, I just got chills again. The best ever. I mean, I was in like 10th, 11th grade when they came out with their last album, and I had it. And I was blasting it, pulling into the parking lot of school. But I started to really develop my love for rap. There was the radio stuff. I wish I was a little bit taller, just the little stuff like that.
Right.
But I heard Pac, strictly for my niggas. And you could not tell me I wasn't somewhere doing some dirt. I hadn't grown up somewhere just hard. Like all of a sudden I'm, driving my Cougar. I had an 88 Cougar and I had the tape. Yes, the tape. Nice. And I just remember feeling just that connection. And I'd always felt it to R&B, because that's what I sang. My favorite two artists was Janet Jackson and Sade. Janet was much more of an entertainer. I know that now. Janet, love you, but you're not a vocalist. You are an entertainer. But Sade, to me, the writing aspect of telling the stories was something that spoke a lot to me. But like I said, got into Tupac, experienced my first heartbreak. And
oh, God.
Yeah, then let me tell you, I was able to just relate. I was able to relate to rap just all of a sudden. And then having females like, we grew up with MC Lyte, Queen Latifah. For me, Oaktown 357, B. Take it back. We're going to stay with that. That was my shit. But having a Little Kim come out, having Foxy Brown come out, and I was in my early 20s, so having Little Kim say the shit that I wanted to say and not be called a hoe, or not be said that, that I was a certain type of way for having these very honest thoughts, that changed everything to me. So where I'd always had a broad music, and I still do, I love all music. I mean, all. Right. You get in my car and you'll be like, are you confused? It'll go from Garth Brooks to, Robin Thicke to freaking Foo Fighters to the Baby. Like, it'll just random like that. But just over time and over life, rap and hip hop just stands out more. And seeing the talent that comes out of it, somebody like Joyner Lucas, for example. Right. That dude is ridiculous. But seeing these people, when I tried to sing, I used to have to make a tape, find out the address of the A&R person at the record label, go and get the postage, send it off. Seeing what people can do now, and that they have enough bravery to pursue it, is awesome. I will give any new artist or any new creator all kind of kudos, because you guys do have it a little bit easier because you do have social media. But the thing is, social media could be there. You can be your biggest obstacle by not posting or not doing this or not getting out there and creating, your community. So I have to say that having a community like what Sacramento has, and I kind of want to go back to my question about what was the community like then, and and what you see now. It's very imperative for somebody like my 8-year-old son who wants to sing, he wants to rap, he wants to dance. So having, like a young Kaida, out here and opening his dance school, being somebody that won a dance competition, so he can dance.
Shout out.
Having Mozzie, Mozzie, man, so much respect for what you're doing on that YouTube, that the therapy little episodes that he's doing.
Yes, I've seen that. It is really dope.
Oh my, it is. I mean, my perception of him growing up in Elk Grove and then being like, I was never able to go to Oak Park and you didn't kick it in Oak Park, to my husband being a teacher at Sac High and my boys being a part of St. Hope. I am in Oak Park a lot. So my first perception of him was like, oh, he's keeping this gang stuff going on, because I'm seeing kids at the high school fight, or, try to claim stuff in his name, but I wish they would really just sit down and listen to him speak and take the positive side out of the story that he's telling. He's telling a story because these are things that happen every day, but he's not telling the story so that's still going to perpetrate the bash. Yeah. So I love that he was brave enough to get on and do therapy, and he was very vulnerable and honest. And I thought that was, it was awe-inspiring, and he reminded me of Pac in the way that he was able to be vulnerable and express himself the same way that Pac used to. So so having somebody like Mozzie, and then having somebody like, who's up and coming, somebody like I'll shout out my boy Chaz, on Beat Treats. Everybody knows he was my co-host at one point in time. He's coming up. So what would you say, like I said before, why don't you go ahead and explain kind of like, it was like you said, you had to go to the Bay, you kind of, created relationships within Stockton. When did you start seeing a shift and there started to be much more of a music scene and people really pursuing it here in Sacramento and not saying that I have to be in the Bay or LA or New York? If they could have a really viable career here.
Time frame wise, I would say, because I've been doing this for about 15 years, I would say that I stopped doing radio for 5 years, and that was between 2010 and 2015. And I think when I came back in 2015, there was like 9 million artists comparatively to the 10 maybe I knew when I started in the early days. So the millennium definitely pushed the line, and I think the technology has pushed the line for Sacramento and made Sacramento artists a bit more aware that they can have their own identity. And speaking of Mozzie, I think he's a perfect example of what they're looking at, to know that they can have their own identity. This is someone who was in the hood every day. I literally changed this kid's diapers. My god kids are his one, signed to his label. He's out there living that dream that everyone wants, and he's still Mozzie. He's still who he is. So that's kind of who I think people are looking at right now.
I love how he comes back.
Yep.
Yeah. He he came back, and he had something to do with the the backpack giveaway, and gave away, worked with Diamond Auto Sports. I'm pretty sure it was them, and gave out, so many backpacks, and binders and good pencils and all this different things. And, most people, me included, like I said, I was not allowed to go in that area. So you drive by that park, and what most people would see, that's what they think. Oh, it's a bunch of black people. You may see people in red. You may do this, you may do that. That's just their spot where they're hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he shows by coming back and doing, little interviews or documentaries or whatever it may be.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's awesome.
And
You
he's
know, I would
not
love
the
to
only one to do it.
have him
Let
on.
me
You know,
say this much too, because
yeah,
I want to make sure that I get my stance right. Because I fuck with all sides of Sacramento. I don't let the politics jump in my way. I definitely support
thank you. That whole
every
north side,
side.
yes,
And I know that as well as Mozzie donating to the community, you've got other artists that are still doing that too. Gatlin, Lavish D, you know, like all the South Sac, like Iraq artists. Everyone is trying to, and that's what I think is dope.
okay,
Is everyone is trying to be better than they used to be. Like that's the competition now. Like that's the new bag.
yes, yeah,
It's not how many bodies everybody got or how many beefs everybody squashed. It's how much better of a person can I be and how can I help my youth. And I know a lot of young people that look up to these guys and they know that. Like society might not show the sides of them that I know, but I know sides of a lot of these artists
yes,
that are very kind and giving and visionary. You know, they're just people that should be held in a higher respect because they really do want to help and they have the voice and the talent to do that. So
yes.
shout
And
out all Sacramento artists that are
they
helping
do,
in any way.
and they have a calling for it.
Yeah.
When you're an artist and when you're a performer, you innately feel deep down that you're here for something bigger than a 9 to 5. Nothing's wrong with that, but you will constantly, you wake up and you think about your music. You wake up and you think about your art or whatever it is. That's because that is what you're truly supposed to do. So once you come to that realization that you're fortunate enough to be pursuing your passion, then it just makes sense to want to give back, you know, and
Right.
to be a source of inspiration to others. That was my main motivating factor. Like I said, I knew I was not meant to be a college recruiter or to do solar sales forever. I have always said since the age of 10 years old, and you know, one day I'll get my best friend on here, but she will tell you that I've always said I feel that I'm here to leave a footprint of significance in the lives of others in a positive way.
Right.
And I just never knew how I was going to do that. By being a cannabis educator, by being a consultant, by being a content creator, you know, by loving to talk, I am doing that, you know, because I'm helping to eradicate the stigmas that surround cannabis. And that's why, you know, I have so many different guests. And like I said before, having you here to be able to show how you can be successful, but how you can attest to how artists work with cannabis and how, you know, they're still able to be functioning and
Absolutely.
pursue their dream. I mean, if
I would
anybody's a
say
true music head, you know
it's
that.
more of a jumping board. Cannabis is more of a jumping board for their talent.
Yeah.
Like it catapults everything they have
Yeah.
times 20 versus taking a sip of mud. Now, I'm not knocking the sippers, you know, like I got all people all over, but versus taking these different avenues of creativity, that marijuana is the safest format. And it's like, that some people need that to breathe every day. They need it to live. Like it's just essential to them. So I don't see why not. Like why not?
It's the tree of life. Yeah. Tree of life. Yeah. Yeah. And I know that you know, it was funny to me, for example, my husband and I were talking about it last night. We were watching Drake's new video or whatever, and he lights up in it. And my husband's like, he's showing that he smokes, and he's like, I know he's rapped about it, but I don't think he's shown it. And I said, well, now it's okay. You know, like I remember going out and, you know, putting on good spray and say something to me right now. Because I still smell better than you. Then what you smell, you ain't smoke nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or your nasty cigarette or whatever.
Right.
Once people chose to start being unapologetic about it and to be unabashedly potheads or whatever they want to call it, then that's when, you know, things started to become a little easier. Of course, when, you know, we went recreational, went legalized, that helped. But I think that the responsibility, this is what I'll say, the responsibility that current artists display, whether it be utilizing cannabis, you know, whether they throw in a song that maybe they have some lean or something like that, they're being very responsible and getting the message out there that maybe that's not what they do. It's just a song, or, you know, yeah, I buy packs, but I buy those packs for me because that's personal use, not for me to go out there and do anything with.
It's
you know, who would you say? Yeah. So who would you say right now is probably the biggest Sacramento artist right now? are the one that probably has the most potential to cross over?
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, Gatlin always comes to mind for crossover with me. Like, he really does. He's I don't know if you're not familiar with the Gatlin, go follow him. He's from Elder Creek. He came up under Doughy Rock. He's been groomed by the best of South Sac.
Oh yeah.
He's just amazingly talented. He does albums that sound like soundtracks to like Star Wars and shit. Like, he is a very complex artist. So I would say the Gatlin comes to mind. CML is always top on my list. Like, he's already kind of in that crossover phase. He's definitely bubbling a lot more now than he was before, and he puts in the work. Wordplay in them, like Zany and you know, everybody.
Yeah, Zany.
I did an interview with the Detroit podcast, Doc Hicks. Shout out Doc Hicks. And he asked me about female artists, emerging from SAC, and I was like, Zany Gomani, immediately. Like, she's on top.
Yes.
So that's someone you should definitely look up to and look at.
Y'all. Yes. Okay. And shout out, like, I'm gonna have to like give her a little shout out and hit her up on Facebook. But that girl, okay, I remember watching her the first time and she was so nervous. So I met her at CJ and Sam's house, and we sat up and talked, and she just seemed so young, and she was talking about how, like, what she drinks, and I was like, oh, you're so cute. You must be like 20 something, because you talk about sugary drinks. You drink for a while, you get to know the adioses and all that shit, not cool. So we just kind of talked, and she was like, I really like you, and she's telling about her family and everything. And then, probably like a month and a half later, and we show up to Harlow's, and I'm like, wait a minute. And she's like, she comes up to me, and she's like, I'm performing. I was like, girl, I did not know that. She's like, yeah, I'm kind of low-key about it. She was so nervous that she got up there, and I love all y'all. She killed y'all. I mean, she killed it.
Everybody.
Last time I saw her, we were there together. It was her birthday.
Everybody. Yeah.
She's fire. Definitely. Oh, yeah. That's definitely, I like, that's my girl. So, she watching. I'm definitely down to be a video girl. Hey, I'll be a bitch in the video.
I got Zany's first interview with me. I was the first to interview her, so I popped her interview cherry. So I have that under my belt to brag about.
I remember we were drinking that drink.
Yep, first interview. Pretty dope. She's pretty dope.
That's so cool. That's what I miss. I'm gonna have to go turn this on. When we get off here. They have, their production. They sound so good together. As a collective, they sound really good together, and you don't have it anymore. Like, I kid with them, and I go, you guys are like that Junior Mafia. You guys connect, something like that. Like, there's not a collective of artists, and one's a female. Like, I'll say that. It would be like her being on Monster, like Nicki was on Monster with all of those boats.
Right.
She held her own. Nicki Minaj held her own on that track. I don't care too much for her now because she's all messy. I don't know what she is. She must be bored. Right. I don't know. But those were probably the last like bars, other than like Bees in the Trap and stuff, that I can say from Nicki. So when you have a woman that is able to be a woman and relate to other women, but then also go and just stand out with a bunch of just very ladies. I'm here, great performers. You have something. So
yes,
I love that. I've always got to keep. I'm so happy that I have like a little ticker here, because I'm always talking like crazy, and the producer had to step out to take a call. So I'm gonna keep it wrapping up. Yeah, because I could talk forever. But I've been writing down the names of everybody that you shouted out, so we will definitely tag them in all of our social media and our posts, and I'm gonna go find them as well. And check them out, support them. I want to kind of go over a couple of new artists or new songs. And I want to say, if they were just bringing this to you, would this be something that you would play on your show?
Okay.
So just artists that are already widely known. So the first one is because I am obsessed with these first two. I mean, obsessed. So the baby can't do no fucking wrong to me. I mean, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord. My favorite song by him, Pull Up Music. I get real ratchet. I've never shot a gun. The one time I held one, I freaked out. But I'll be in the car like, hey, love it. So let's just say one of his newest songs, Shut Up. If that was brought to you, what would be your input, or would you play that? Would you
throw that shit on in an instant? Yes, I definitely play that. That's right up my alley, right in my wheelhouse.
Okay. Yeah, I love to turn up. I mean, it's funny. My best friend said you were so not she's not ratchet in any way, but she's like, you would just listen to kind of, the crossover, like, stuff like that. And she said something that hurt my heart. She's like, when you like Ja Rule, I was like, don't ever admit that. Don't ever say that to me. Don't.
Fire Festival.
It was like one song. It was like one song. Okay. Right? Like, it was before he got everything ruined by Eminem and 50.
Hey,
like, once they took care of him, no.
Don't feel bad, babe. Ja Rule used to be everybody's baby daddy with his short ass. I used to love Ja Rule too. Like, he had the hits. He did. I wanted to be his auntie.
I will tell you this. Yeah, well, girl, so many people did. But this is my thing. He always looked like his breath stinks to me. Like, even back then.
It probably does.
Like, he looks like he just has the funkiest breath.
Yeah.
And then, did you ever read Superhead's book?
No, but I've read excerpts.
You remember the video? Whew. So she talks about him in that, and I was like, mm-hmm.
I feel like I could write a similar book, honestly, but I'm gonna keep that at that and let it lie.
Huh. Look, my time out in SAC between my oldest son's dad and when I broke up with him and got with my husband now. Ooh, it was only about a year and a half, but I have like a 3-book, series out of that.
Well,
going out
say, Mary Jane, is
sidelines and shit.
I like to say that after 7 years, my whole credit has reset. Like, I am a new bitch now, so they don't get the old me. Not the same anymore. I don't know who you're talking about. She's gone. Because
girl, I say all the time,
having a studio that people walk
in go ahead.
And you don't know who's coming sometimes, and who they're bringing with them.
Yes.
It's like, oh, hi, it's you. Great.
Yeah, and Sacramento's this big.
Yeah.
This big, okay? Like I said, my call center days, I had some fun, okay? When my husband and I first moved out here from Davis after college, I would do way too many of the, oh, babe, let's go down this aisle. Yeah.
No,
I had fun, let's just say, I developed myself as a woman. But man, let me tell you, Cafe New Orleans and sidelines, shit, tabloids, getting some trouble there.
Rumors.
Yes.
Rumors. Old sack.
Girl. Man.
Yeah.
We've had some dream. We have some shit though. We had some good clubs. Aqua. I used to go to Aqua. My friends used to throw parties there. And I don't know what they would put in their drinks, but yes.
All that
yes.
shit.
Now everything is so.
My ex used to bounce at all those clubs. That's
we have some.
Mm-hmm.
So fun. It's funny when I see certain people and they're like, you should go to El Dorado to see the strippers. I'm like, I sure did. I was right there to see the strippers. Yeah. Oh God. Good times. Dating myself here, guys. But yeah.
No, me too.
The baby pluses all the way around. Yeah. So the second person who I'm really into, and because this dude, people hate him, but they should because he's fire. Russ.
Oh yeah, I think he's dope.
I love Russ.
I think I would play that too.
Thank
in a
you.
hot second. Music is fire.
He is fire. Like if you just listen to this dude's words and like now he's somebody that's put in hustle. If you want to truly be independent and make your own way, follow his path, man. He's done it and he's done it right. So
definitely.
Absolutely love that. Now on the other side, because I'm not into all these NBAs and these littles and these, blah 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 blahs. Is there anybody if you were like, okay,
acronyms? Go ahead.
Right? YBN and no. It's crazy because I'm like, what happened to regular names? What?
Right.
We had Hammer. We had
I can't even
No,
say
Sir
most
Mix-a-Lot,
of
like you said. Tum Loc.
I can't even say most of the
At
names
all.
for the
Like, I
actors.
couldn't say XXXTentacion.
Right.
Yeah. I still am not saying his name right.
Right.
You know, rest in peace. But,
X. Yes. Just call him X.
yes. Yeah. So what we normally do is I have a episode or a portion of the episodes where, like I say my slap of the week. And that is honestly right now, like I just kind of gave it away. It's going to be Russ featuring Bia or her Slide. That song, go. That makes me just want to like ride out to the bay, go get some nations, go to a sideshow. Like, I love that song. I love that
Slide
song.
is a good one.
So it is good. It is good. So what song is your slap right now? Or what would you recommend to all of us to, you know, an artist or a song that's local that we should go check out?
Well, like I kind of plugged the Gatlin. He has this whole Stoner's Jacket EP that he put out. This is his 5th episode of it. He does it every year on 420. So definitely check that out.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I would say local. What I'm slapping may not be anything anybody wants to hear, but it may be. I don't know. I am definitely fucking with Yid. It's spelled YID. He's out of Oakland. He's fucking fire. Southside Sue is out of Richmond. He's fire. He's like half Lil Wayne, half fucking, I can't even, E40, I think. I don't even know who he's half of. Haiti Baby. Haiti Baby.
And you said Southside, what was Southside?
Sue, S-U. Southside Sue.
Okay.
Like, and it's spelled S-U, no E on the end, just S-U. And who else? Haiti Baby.
Okay. Perfect.
Stockton, Haiti Baby. Everybody knows Haiti by now. Haiti is, he's a visionary. People just don't know how talented this young man is. Like, and he's got the demeanor to be a superstar. Like it's coming for him, you know.
Okay. You see it. Okay.
I see it. So that's Sac, that's Richmond, that's Oakland, and that's Stockton. That's pretty much. And I have so many more that I'm not mentioning, but they're out there. You know, I don't want to bombard you, but I suggest people tune into my show because I play songs from people every week locally. And I only play locally.
When I tuned in last night and tuned into the episode for Monday and then into your live, I mean, I was working on, you know, the stuff to send you, and probably I smoked a little too much, which is why it took so long. But I mean, we were just sitting there knocking, like, you know, hubby was grading papers and whatnot, and I was doing my stuff, and we realized that we were like, damn, we haven't said words like a word to each other in a good 20 minutes, but that's how good the tracks were. So,
Right.
You guys definitely have your finger on the pulse, and you also have where people can send you their tracks, correct?
Yeah, we've been doing this thing lately called, we don't even like to say hot or not because I don't like to demean anyone's craft.
Yeah.
So it's more like constructive
pump or
feedback.
dump, all those shit that the radio stations say.
Right. I'll play all the hits without the crap. No, that's not me. I try to give creative feedback, and I like to have people that are on the Instagram live feedback as well. So whoever's listening, it's kind of like a group chat, and they're all talking about the songs we're playing. So yes, we have a submission network basically, and if I don't play it, my other host plays it, and then he has an episode on his show called Keep It in Rotation, and what he does is he has people vote on 2 tracks. And once one has won 4 times, they go into the next round, which is like a yearly battle of the winners.
Nice.
You know? So I would say to keep it in rotation is another avenue. So make sure you tune in to Henny Hen Hen on Top Shelf because he does that. And we're just, Eddie Z, my DJ, is just a very, he's a stand-up dude. So he just wants to make sure that people still get the music. Like that's his job in life. So that's why we get along so well. We definitely have a solid team.
That's dope. I love that.
And my photographer,
It seems like it.
I haven't seen my photographer in weeks because we haven't been able to shoot. But Peter Parker, Sackboy, he films everything I do, and he knows me by now. And I'm like, what's my good side? He's like, you don't have a bad side. I was like, okay, dope. You know, like, I like to hear that.
Oh,
shout out to him. But
I like him. I need to meet him. I need to meet him.
I can put you on with
Well,
him.
that's it. It makes me I know that, you know, coming into the industry and being an entrepreneur, I think what a lot of people want or desire, but they don't know it, is that you look for your tribe. You're looking for those group of people that are like-minded, but that you can go to and they can tell you, this is why this isn't happening for you. You're fucking up. Or there's people that are like, you know what? I have your back. That's a great idea. Let's all get together and let's make that happen. And it seems like that's what, you know, you have. And I know myself that when we talked and you said that you would be on the show, I was like, you know what? This is the beginning of something. I don't know what, but I think that I could learn a lot from you, even though like our paths are a little bit different, but learn a lot from you as far as creating your brand and rebranding yourself and, you know, that community relationships. That's a lot that I know that I can learn. And I would say any other entrepreneur, male or female, look at that. If you're wanting to be in music, maybe, you know, for me, I knew I was going to be the next Janet Jackson. Didn't work out. I had a voice teacher who about a year before I decided to look into other avenues to be in entertainment. She said, maybe you're not meant to be on that stage. Maybe you're meant to do something else.
Right.
And, you know, I had attitude and, you know, upset, but it did make sense. So although I'm not, you know, on the stage as Divalicious, which, good God, thank you. You do not allow me to get out there and make it and use that name. Bad enough it's tattooed on me, but I still have a platform and I still get to talk about music and what I love and, you know, and everything together. So there's always a way for you. I would be so super excited to, if you wrote just like a small book about your time in music, especially here, you know, and with these, what other people would say, unknown or local artists. Like you said, you probably have a really good kind of Sacramento historian rap, like, you know, book that you'd be able to come out with, their hip hop scene, you know, and I don't think I know too many, you know, I can't even identify one off the top of my head. So I am definitely going to be, you know, sending out good vibes for you and that there's prosperity and growth. And, you know, it's going to be the trap barber Wawa. I think that's hella fire. And I think that I could see artists coming to Sacramento once we start getting concerts and things again, and you being the person that people want to sit down and talk to.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, they would be remiss if they didn't. So, no, I think that's awesome. But what we're going to do, guys, you know, I have a few other segments that we should go into. I get listener letters, and they're usually real messy. Real messy. Last week, it was a guy who had been sleeping with his fiance's mother. The mother was bribing him, blackmailing him. Yeah. We've had some good ones. Yeah. But I think on this one, I think that leaving it here and just leaving it with the conversation and the sentiment that we do have something going here in Sacramento. We do have, we're not the cow town, okay? You know, cannabis is burgeoning. We have a great community there. Arts and music is burgeoning. I know there are people opening up studios left and right, you know, whether it be a photography studio or whether it's, you know, for you to come and record your tracks. My biggest advice that I would leave to everybody is to connect, collaborate, create, don't hate. The more that we do those first three things, the more, you know, the more there is for everybody. Everybody's going to be able to eat, you know, and people are going to look back and never be able to determine a time that Sacramento rap was like looked as, oh, Sacramento rap. You know, I think the biggest known musical group from Sacramento is Deftones. And if you're not into rock, then you didn't know that, you know. But now you have like Mozzie, and then there's others, you know, that are just maybe a little smaller, but there's that platform. So all of you artists out there, keep hustling at it. If you love Sacramento, if you're about the 916, stay in the 916. Be about the 916. Good friends of mine, Mr. Groots, they love music. They're awesome. They're about 530L. They're about Chico. You know, they're about that. So do the same thing. You can really make a. You don't have to be, you know, the baby to be able to make an impact and to live a successful life. You define that. And it's all in that flip of a switch and your change of mind and change of thinking. So I know that's what I'm kind of taking away from this. So Mickey, I love that. Let everybody know where they can find you. Of course, everybody tune in. You want to go and download the 360 Radio app. And then you definitely, every Monday, 7 to 9, you want to tune in for Connected Radio. But you have the floor. Go ahead and shout out to everybody. Let them know, where they'll be able to find you, how they can connect with you, and just a little tidbit, a little nugget of your wisdom.
Wonderful, wonderful. I will definitely do that. I have a very large network, but the ones that I shout out are minimal because a lot of people know already that I fuck with them, and it doesn't need to be said. What is that? What's said doesn't need to be. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. But
yes, yep.
Long story short, I definitely need to make sure I mention my healer, my spiritual person. So Olympia Robinson on Facebook, but she goes by Crown Skin Girl on Instagram. She does all of my stones. She wire wraps all of my jewelry, my glasses. She made these. She makes all my jewelry. She makes all my skincare products. Yeah, she does coffee scrubs, and she also does spirit baths and yoni chairs and anything you may need.
Oh, and she's local?
She's in Stockton, yeah. She's a beautiful spirit, beautiful soul. Okay. She'll help you. I also have a nail lady. I don't have.
And what did you say her name was again?
Now. Her name is Olympia Robinson.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that.
But she goes by Crown Skin Girl on Instagram, and that's her business name as well. And then my nail lady. I don't have my nails on right now because obviously I can't go sit down with her, but she is making press-ons. She is Nails by Cree, and that's NAILZBYCRI on Instagram. Cree is.
I'm so happy that you mentioned that.
She's dope, and she's making press-ons right now.
Look, my nails is a hot ass mess.
She could send you.
I know. I saw ones, custom ones that she made for you. Mm-hmm. Yes, girl. Look, that stimulus check came. I'm going. Look.
Me too.
I am serious. I need those. Yes, and I want some custom ones that are like Mary Jane Maven. So that was on my little list to ask you. So I'm so happy that you did that.
She can do that.
You guys are fire. Like her work is,
And you know
great.
what's
So,
wild about
anywhere else? Anybody else?
We started as just friends, and I know her husband, and it's like when I sat down and she said she did nails and she did them for me personally, like at her house. I don't limit art. Like I don't go in and say, I want this color, I want this fashion. I tell her to just do what she feels, and that's why they always end up like that. So I've been rocking with her about 2 years now, almost 3 years. So those are sponsors of mine. Nails by Cree, Crown Skin Girl, American Cream Clothing. I'm not wearing an American Cream shirt today because I'm moving. I'm in the midst of moving, but usually I am wearing something from American Cream because they lace me up so much. Like he gives me so much stuff, and it's a local brand out of Sacramento. And like I said, in times like this, it's like you need to get to know your growers, your sowers, like people that are making from scratch, because we may not have an option to go mall shopping anymore. You never know. So I
know everybody was joking when this started,
Right.
Me included, saying this was going to be a zombie apocalypse and stuff like that. But look, guys, I'm serious. For myself in the next year, I want to be able to acquire skills that I do not have because we thought we didn't need to. I was never going to plant a seed to make my own or grow my own vegetables.
Right.
I was never going to make my own, hand sanitizer or my own dish soap or my own laundry soap. I love that shit now. Me and essential oils are best friends. I find out what's best because you have to start caring about what's being put into your body, but then also what, your pockets can control.
Right.
And I'm not wishing this on us at all, but we never know. We could wake up tomorrow and then they go, you know what? Our value of money is shit. Right. And here we are living in a dystopian type of, world. So being able to, long-winded way of saying, having those connections and being able to connect to somebody who can sew, somebody who can do this, somebody that who can do that, especially if you're an artist,
Right.
that's where you're going to be able to make your way and it not be at a detriment to your pocket or, you know, you ruining relationships.
Right.
That's what I've been able to do. So I like that you said that you made friendships, because my sponsor as well is one of, you know, my collaborators, somebody that I've made a relationship with. So
Nice.
that's Monthleaf. I know we've talked about it before. Bree from Monthleaf. Started off with her just coming to one of my women's educational events, and now we, you know, we host events together, Create and Elevate. You know, shout out Popcorn Celebrity, you know, County Dope Corn, met them as well. Chapo Kingdom, another set of vendors. So it's just, you know, there's Sacred Garden Roots and Urban Body Tea. There's a ton. So it's, I like that you said, you know, you make these connections. These people have ended up becoming your sponsors, and that's what can come out of the relationships. Not only do you maybe get some great products, but you have somebody that you can go to in that time.
Right. And they get clientele. Like, that's how she gets a lot of her clientele, is through me. You know, a lot of her clientele. That's how a lot of these girls do, is because
I'm definitely gonna shout her out, and I would love to have them on the show. Like, I think that'd be great, especially
huge ass billboard. See, like, this is Fabi Davis. This is dope.
Your brand,
right? That's Dope Era.
Yes.
And I love Dope Era.
Nice.
Mr. Fab started that from ground up. You know, like, he's an inspiration.
Hell long ago, and they have 4 locations or something now, right?
Right.
Other than just the flagship store.
And they're selling it all over the universe. And it's, super dope.
Yeah, it's fire. Another plus with technology, you know, make yourself an online, you know, profile, an online store. There's a great website, Black Business in a Box. It is a way for you to be able to start up your own business. It has things like sunglasses, lingerie, adult sex toys, watches. It'll just be a different kind of thing that you pay a certain amount. They provide all the products. You run your page, passive income, multiple streams of income. Definitely have to have that as well in 2020. I don't care if you have a 9 to 5, always have a side hustle. That's my little bit of information I'm going to leave you guys with this episode. But yes, I am so grateful.
I just want to say one thing real quick. My graphic designer, I forgot to say, Flossalini, he does all my graphics, my flyers, and of course my parents. Like, I want to shout my parents out. They give me all the ultimate opportunities they always have. But my tidbit for anyone watching right now is to keep your integrity, no matter what you're presented with. Make the choice that feels right within you, and maintain your integrity, because later in life, a lot of these younger people don't know that that's the only thing you're going to have is your word and your integrity. So please keep that clean and keep it very very wholesome, because it's a superpower. Yes. Literally, it's a superpower. So keep it clean.
It is.
Polish it.
It is. And I'll say, especially within the cannabis realm, you know, the one thing that I will say, and this is just my little commentary, guys, there's enough out there for everybody. Okay. You know, with our sessions and things like that. I mean, I think the hands down is 11:30. Love them. Can't wait for everything to kind of get back into full fruition. They do it the right way. I mean, I've been in that building with like at least 500 other people, and it's, you know, but I get in and get out and it's no problem.
Right.
I'm just noticing a lot of kind of infighting and this going on. And I just want to say, like, we were always seen as like the redheaded, blue-eyed stepchild of California. People don't even know that we're the capital. I mean, guys, we're the original city of trees. Like, we're farm to spark. You know what I'm saying? So we should be the ones that are leading an example of the community, as well as these, you know, farmers markets. You know, our equity program needs to definitely, and I know that's being worked on, and, you know, I have people involved with that. But what I will say is that there's enough out there for everybody. It's a plant. It's going to continue to grow. There's going to be new weed smokers coming up every day. Let's just keep it about the wellness and keep it where it's accessible to those who need it.
Right.
Amen. So yeah, you know, let's collaboration, you know, over competition. Connect, collaborate, and create over competition. Don't hate.
Every day.
All right. Yes.
Connected.
Yes. So I do want to thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
know you got to get to your day. Yes, I love her tattoos. You make me want to get more. I'm like itching for another one now. But I definitely want to keep in contact. I mean, we can talk through Instagram and whatnot, and we see each other out. But as soon as this, this coronation that we're all being forced to take is over, we should definitely get together, have a sesh. I'd love to come to your studio because I just, if you guys have not seen it, when everything comes back in, her studio is dope. Like, it is dope. I don't know why it reminds me of like it would be a room on like Saved by the Bell or something. I don't know. It's very 90s, 2000-ish, like, but current. I love it. Yeah, maybe we can get together, have you back on. We have an event going on, and if anybody out there is up and coming artist, and she spoke to you, or you're looking for a little bit of guidance, hit me up. Hit her up. IG and her email if you have things that you want to submit as well. If you guys didn't catch that, you can email me. You can DM me, and I'll make sure to get that information over to you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the highlight. And I'll definitely bring you in studio. Definitely.
Well, awesome. Yeah. Let me come see. Let me come when there's like some slaps going on, and then let's get another show together. Let's slap season. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it done.
Thank you.
So, yes. Yes, thank you. Everybody, stay your asses at home. Wash your hands. Love each other. Learn a new trade. Do something fun. I made a headboard. That's what I did this, in the past couple of weeks.
That's dope.
Do something fun. Use this time. Get your stimulus. Do something with it.
Right.
Yes. And I'm going to be getting these nails done. But all right, guys, you know what? Hit us up. Please go and subscribe to our Patreon, like and subscribe on YouTube. And then make sure you guys go and check out our merch shop. I want to see people with some Mary Jane Maven clothes on around Sacramento. Guys, I'm born and raised here. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys for coming out. Thank you so much, Mickey.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Bye,
Have
guys.
a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye, guys.